Did you know NCBA is driven by grassroots producers just like you? Joining us on set now are two people responsible for making decisions for NCBA, Kevin Kester, Policy Division Chair, and Jennifer Houston, Chair of the Federation Division. Kevin and Jennifer, thanks for coming to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Kevin, tell folks just a little bit about your operation out in California.
Sure. I'm a fifth generation cattle rancher from the central coast of California, a little community called Parkfield, population 18. Been there since the 1860s, my family has, and we are a commercial cow-calf and stocker operation. We also farm a few acres of wine grapes.
You know, we've heard so much about the drought situation in California. Update us on the weather situation.
We've been through 3 years of severe drought, especially we're in the bullseye in the central coast of California, so it's been fairly significant and devastating for our family operation. And this fourth year we've had some rainfall, and we're very hopeful and anxious for Mother Nature to provide us some rainfall and get us out of some of this drought.
Yeah, you guys have had a tough situation. Jennifer, tell us a little bit about your background.
My husband and I own a livestock auction market in Sweetwater, Tennessee. In the eastern portion, we've been a family-owned business since 1962. We also have some cow-calves. We have some stockers because people in the market business sort of have everything. Feed a little cattle, do a little bit of everything. Grew up on a farm, have an animal science background, been involved in the market since I got out of college.
And your role in the Federation, tell us a little bit about some of the key accomplishments the Federation has seen over the last year.
Federation of State Beef Councils, in cooperation with the CBB, are really thrilled about our switch over to digital advertising. It was a big sort of a paradigm change from our print media. Our radio media made the decision, and this is our first full year, and the absolute numbers that we're getting from our digital advertising are so impressive, from Facebook, social media, and it's just so easy. We have to be very targeted with our funds now, and digital allows us to do that. We don't just shoot to the masses, we shoot to our target audience, which is the older millennials with young children, and it's just amazing what it's accomplishing so far. We're thrilled with this, with our numbers.
It's a big decision, but it looks like it's paying off.
I think it is.
And Kevin, from a policy standpoint, what would you identify as some key accomplishments over 2014?
Well, the last session of Congress, as everyone understands, I believe, was very challenging for our issues. We had some great successes in lame duck Congress, with some tax issues, and we got inserted into the omnibus and crobnibus bill at the end of Congress. And so that was Section 179 and bonus depreciation are two examples, and those were great successes I'm proud to talk about. We were also able on the public lands issues to get some language inserted into the Defense Authorization Bill, which helped some of our producers on some of their public lands issues, and so that was a success story at the end of last Congress.
Let's talk about priorities in 2015. Jennifer, first to you. From the Federation side, what is your anticipation of some of the key issues that you'll be working on?
Well, I think they'll continue to be the same. We've got tons of, it's all consumer issues, but they range from environment to antibiotics to hormones, so we always are fighting that fight. We're looking forward to a long-range plan committee that's working on what our priorities, whether we have some shifts. We're going into our fourth year in our new committee structure, and it's really working well. I think people really have it under their belts. They feel comfortable with it. We're getting great feedback from the committee structure, which tells us that the grassroots committee structure really works. For the first time last year, we had some written feedback from the committees as they scored, and it really helped the operating committee, who makes the decisions on how our checkoff dollars are spent, to make the proper decisions from the input from the producers like me and Kevin and everybody that come here to summer and annual convention and sit there and listen, and they're really responsible, and I want everybody to know they're responsible for the decisions that are made at all levels.
And Kevin, what would you say from a policy side of the business?
For going into this next year?
You bet, 2015 priorities.
We've got great challenges, as I hope everybody's aware of, going into this session of Congress. We're thankful that we have the Senate under a different majority now, where we can have maybe a little bit more of a working relationship on some of our issues. Waters in the United States is our number one big issue that we're going to continue to work on. There'll be probably some proposed regulations coming from our government on that issue from the US EPA that we're going to ask our producers countrywide to help us push back on. Right now, on top of our list at the start of the year, dietary guidelines with USDA and Health and Human Services is a issue that it's important to our producers as it relates to the next 5 years and the usage of federal funds and recommendations for military, school lunch programs, senior nutrition. It has a big effect on what beef usage could be in the next 5 years through our federal government. And then we've got tax reform possibilities coming up in Congress and a host of other issues. So our plate is full, but we're really anxious to get started, and I'm really positive we'll have some success.
That's outstanding. Well, you're both are great examples of producers that commit your time and energy and efforts to help the whole industry, and we really appreciate your leadership and your service to our industry.
Appreciate it, Kevin.
There are many reasons to become a member of NCBA, and one of them is a chance to read the National Cattleman. It's the official publication of NCBA, and it provides timely news and articles about the issues and events affecting the beef industry. A subscription is included free of charge when you become a member of NCBA. Joining is easy. Just give us a call at 1-866-USA-BEEF or visit us online at beefusa.org.